It's SacTown Media Buffs TV with your hosts, Kier Stows and Bunny Stewart.
And welcome back to another edition of SacTown Movie Buff Television. Once again, it's your host, Kier the Critic.
And your bestie, Bunny Stewart.
And today in the studio, we have an actress, model, cosplayer, I think this is the correct term. We'll get a little bit more into that. We have Miss Renee Olson. How you doing today?
Doing wonderful, Kier. Lovely to see you, Bunny.
So wonderful to have you on, and I just want to mention that Anne's full name means Gracious Reborn Redheaded Warrior from the Carpathian Mountains.
You did that very well. I'm glad you did that and not me, because I would have butchered the whole thing and it would have just looked completely bad.
You got to watch out for them redheads from the Carpathians. We'll get you.
So, I mean, obviously, I know you more from like the Sinister Creature cons. I think that's where I maybe first met you, and and that's kind of, I know you're like kind of big into like getting like really sculpted up in a lot of different types of like horror designs and makeups and things of this nature. I know you're also an actress, but how did you get involved, I guess, in the media world?
Well, actually, Sinister was kind of what broke me into the Sacramento scene.
Okay.
Working with some of the featured artists, modeling either their costumes that they design or their body painting, their prosthetic work, all that kind of stuff, and meeting these different artists and seeing all the different people that they were networked with, and then all of a sudden somebody says, well, I know somebody who could look like a monster, and then so it just kind of got pulled into it, and it's been an amazing experience.
Very cool. You do you lean towards the like the horror makeup?
Oh, yes.
Is that kind of
Oh yeah.
And how long is a process usually? I know it's a long time to get all that.
It can vary.
Yeah.
For example, just a couple of days ago, I modeled for a local artist, Dan Acosta.
Yeah.
He was doing a demonstration for the Sac Geeks group.
Oh yeah, the Sac Film Challenge.
The Sac Geek Film Challenge.
Yes.
So he asked me to come and sit so that he can demonstrate to do a horror makeup, and that only took about an hour.
Okay.
But that was the allotted time. They said, "Hey, can you fill up an hour? Do something."
Right.
And it looked so great. My face looked like it was cracking and falling off.
Yeah, it looked really, really good for the time that you spent just in an hour amount of time. But I know at Sinister, like you're there like for like I feel like the whole day.
Yes.
Getting makeup on, and how longer usually does it take for some of like the more elaborate ones that they do there?
One of the longest makeups that I sat for, I think, took 6 hours.
Oof.
Yeah.
That is a long time.
It was a long time to be in the chair. But that's what I love about it. I have to sit there and be very, very still for very, very long periods of time, and not get fatigued, and not rub the work off and start making a mess,
right.
And then have to be able to let someone poke you in the eyeball if they need to do something, and not having any allergies to latex or makeups, that may be very resilient to the process.
Yeah, because I can see people breaking out if they get a lot of that stuff on them, and
Yeah, and on the other side of that, it's very hard to work with people that are allergic to latex.
Right.
So the special effects.
That's what makes me a good candidate.
Yeah. Well, you are absolutely incredible. So talk to us a little bit about your role in the movie Mother Wound.
Right. So Mother Wound, I am so excited. It's going to be released. It's already in the film festival circuit. It's been accepted into IndieX and Santa Cruz.
Okay.
It has actually already won the award, the Oxford Scriptwriting Award.
Oh, very cool.
Wow.
So Hannah Holloway did a fabulous job. She wrote this beautiful piece of artwork, and then her friend Camille Zapata and the rest of the team brought it to life. And I'm the wound.
You seem pretty deep in thought. What's going through your mind?
Is there time up?
Can you tell us about what that was like creature acting, getting into the character, like being the wound? How does one do that?
So this particular role, no lines. It's all just body movements and making scary things happen in the background.
For sure.
the contacts that I had to wear for it, I was completely blind.
Oh my gosh, really?
So I had to spend weeks, maybe even months ahead of time, rehearsing in front of a mirror, like, what does it look like when I do this, you know, and then memorizing what does that feel like.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
So that way, when I'm, you know, washed out and the lights are on and all I'm getting is just a big white blur in front of my face, it was basically just like a dance that I had choreographed.
Right.
And being very conscientious of, okay, when should I move slow and when should I move fast? So that way the director, you know, the editor had a lot of time or a lot of space to play with speed manipulation.
Right.
And give me all sorts of,
Clever.
yeah.
Very
So
cool.
I'm really
Very
excited to
interesting.
see that.
You do you gravitate towards you like horror films in general? Is that kind of what
I do.
Okay.
I do. Horror makes me feel good inside. No matter how big of a mess your life is, if you've lost your job, lost your car, dog ran away, you turn on a horror movie and see somebody's head get ripped off, or you know, they get devoured, and suddenly your problems just don't seem so big.
Yeah. No, I agree. Things could be worse, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. That I was big into the Lifetime channel for that very reason. So yeah, if your head's not being blown up, you're doing good.
And when can we see this project that you're...
Mother Wound?
Yes.
So it will be, it's having a premiere at the Train Museum October 17th.
Okay.
That's
The Railroad Museum?
yeah, right.
Okay, perfect.
111 I Street.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's October 17th. They do have an Eventbrite, you know, link set up so that way people can purchase tickets. I think the doors open at 5:30 and it premieres at 6.
Okay. And how long? What's the run time?
You know what? I'm not actually sure what the total running time is. It is a short.
It's a short.
Okay.
So
It's
it's
not
like
a feature.
It's not like 3 hours long or
No,
something like that.
at 15 minutes or less, I would
Oh,
think.
okay.
Very cool.
But yeah, I haven't even seen any of it because I couldn't even see the dailies.
Oh, right. Because
once I was in makeup.
Yeah, once they start doing the posts, it's,
Right.
it's
You
kind of really
literally
hard
couldn't
I
see the
lit-
dailies.
Yes, right. They
Yeah.
could open them up right
You're
in
like,
front
yeah, I
of
was
me.
blind the entire time. So yeah, no, I completely get it. If anybody's interested in working with you, or they want to have you on the set, or something of this nature, obviously, you know, there's a lot of horror directors, and they're always looking for models. What's the best way they can get a hold of you, or they can reach out to you?
Reaching out to me on Instagram is always a sure bet. I also have Blue Sky. Facebook is kind of a disaster right now.
Okay. What's the your tags for Instagram?
Sorry. I go by Loosed Arrow, LOOSEDARROW, because an arrow sharp and deadly is unstoppable once loosed.
Ooh,
There you go.
the redheaded warrior speaks.
That's right.
Well, we thank you so much for being on the program today. We'll definitely have to have you back again. Maybe we'll have you back in character sometime with like the makeup on, and so I think that would be really cool.
Can you handle it?
I think so. I think I can handle it. I've seen you pretty dolled up in the horrific, it's some creepy stuff, but it's really really cool to see. So we thank you
talented.
again for being on the show.
Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Thank you. I appreciate